Dating outside your faith. Should a Protestant date a Catholic? Is it wise for a Christian to date a Jew? Is there a real problem in going out with a person who belongs to a different church from yours? These are serious questions for most modern young people. There was a time in some communities when a boy or girl met only those of his own church in social affairs. Now members of many different churches are associated in school and community activities. Getting to know a person from a completely different religious background is easy today. The problem is in knowing whether to have dates with persons from such widely different backgrounds. How parents feel. Parents of all religions generally prefer that their sons and daughters date within their own group. Social pressure generally operates in this direction. Date someone of your own faith and no questions are asked. Date a person from a different faith and you may be called upon to defend your choice, perhaps even fight for the right to that friendship. There are those who argue that in a democracy like ours, unwillingness to date a person of another faith is wrong. Young people sometimes feel strongly about their right to date whomever they want, regardless of religion. They claim that the prejudices of adults should not be allowed to limit the friendships of young people. They pride themselves on their tolerance, and, upon occasions, even flaunt their interfaith friendships, further complicating the problem. Adolescent young people who are attempting to emancipate themselves from their parents may deliberately date a person of a different faith as a way of proving that they are grown up and can choose their own companions. Unconsciously, they may prefer the other individual just because their parents do disapprove. As he grows more mature, a young person doesn't have to defy his parents quite so flagrantly, and the charm of difference for difference, sake, wears off. When two persons see a lot of each other in dating situations, it's always possible that the relationship will become so emotionally or sexually involved that the couple is forced into marriage whether they are well matched as a pair or not. Thus it is understandable that parents feel easier when dates are restricted to members of their own or a similar church. Value of interfaith dating. It can be argued that a well-balanced young person can learn a great deal from dating persons of different faiths. He learns to appreciate different types of people and to understand something of other religions. He broadens, too, in his awareness of the essential similarities among people of all religious groups. He may lose something of the early, narrowly focused belief that his church is the only true religion and develop a reverence for all men of goodwill from whatever church they come. Problems in interfaith dating. The young dating pair from different churches may start out with the feeling that what they do is no one else's business. Then as they become fonder of each other, they feel that their love is worth any problem that may arise from differences in their religion. Later, as they feel the full force of opposition from their friends and families, they have to decide whether they can stand the pressure which is building up against them. If you seriously date someone outside your faith, you must honestly face whether you are strong enough to take all the conflict which the future will bring. Can each of you weather the chill blasts of non-acceptance in many areas of your social life? One or both of you may be excluded. Will you be able to win a real place for yourselves in the inner circle of each other's family? How will you meet problems of whose church is your church? And which church will be your children's? Such questions should be thrashed out by a couple long before the actual situations arise. Refusing to face the problems as well as the challenges of dating and possibly marrying outside one's religion is merely dodging the issue. Even though the questions may be complex and the solutions elusive, some decisions must be made if the relationship continues. Couples dating outside their religious faith would do well to talk over their problems and possible decisions with an understanding counselor. He could help them see what values are worth preserving and what courses of action will work best for them. Such counselor could be anyone in whom the two persons have confidence. It could be a minister, a priest, or a rabbi. It may be some sympathetic older relative. It could be a parent or an older sister or brother. Discussions with others of your own age are often helpful too, especially if they occur in well-led school classes, church forums, or Y programs. Reading what has been written about dating and marrying outside one's religious faith will not answer all questions for you, but it can stimulate thought and wholesome action. Parents are justified in their concern over interfaith unions. There is evidence that many mixed marriages do not work out as happily or as permanently as marriages within the same religious group. There are successful interfaith marriages, of course, but they are generally more difficult to work out than are marriages within the same faith.